Boy, the way Glenn Miller played.
Songs the neighborhood parade.
Guys like us, we had it made. Those were the days.
Okay, let's start up another session of neighborhood training. We are going to be working our way into the downtown area of Falmouth, but this session here we're going to be working on the Blacksmith Shop Road Old Campus area of West Falmouth. And this area here is unique in a few aspects, and that first of all, the zoning is AGAA, which is agricultural 2-acre zoning. So this area here, Blacksmith Shop, this whole section here, people can have farms, they can have farm animals, that type of thing is allowed. Each lot is supposed to be 2 acres, or in the case of the Old Campus Road, Trumbull Road area, what that is a cluster development, which means the houses can be on like half-acre lots, but there has to be enough open space around the entire development to comprise the 2-acre zoning. So all that's saying really is that this area here, we're not looking at being very highly congested. We're looking at perhaps some barns and some horses and that type of situation. But that's what we're looking at anyway. And as you can see in this map here, we'll just highlight some of the areas. This up here is the sewage treatment plant. Basically runs from Service Road, Blacksmith Shop Road, almost up to the industrial park, which we have covered in the past. It covers this whole giant parcel of land. Has the processing plants and some filter beds, and then some of these areas here, the spray irrigation fields. So it's a pretty active area in there. We've not had to go up there that much, but if you go up and check it out sometime, it almost looks like an industrial facility. And indeed there are tanker trucks that go up there that offload like bleach type solutions that they use, and other chemicals. So we certainly can have a hazmat issue up there. We have confined space issues up there. So even though we don't go up there that often, we have quite a few town workers up there in quite a large industrial area. Of course, this is industrial park. The other feature of this area of Falmouth for years and years had been either, before the 70s, it basically was known for rocks. A lot of the excavation companies basically use this area just to get granite and boulders. And the other thing it was used a lot for was gravel pits, quite a few gravel pits in that area. So, not that it's a high hazard area, but we do have to think of things like, gravel pit issues, whether there's machinery involved in there, or whether there might be kids involved, playing some of the gravel pits, or perhaps, motorcycle, dirt bike issues, or four-wheeler issues in there. In access, all these sand pits are all gated off, so we're going to have obviously access issues there. But beyond that, we're going to be talking about this general area here. The other issue, obviously we all know that, is the high school project that goes on down here. A lot of this area here is open space and is conservation land. So more than likely, nothing will ever be built. That this land here will stay as open space for a very long time. So, as we talked about before, the wildland-urban interface issues there, the brush fires, the woodland fires that are in here. The other thing that we've mentioned before is this whole section of Falmouth. If you follow basically the highway all the way down into Woods Hole, actually, is on that glacial moraine. And we don't need a geology lesson or anything else, but we do need to understand that some areas of Falmouth are level and clear and no problems at all, and other areas of Falmouth are very rocky and very hilly, and the terrain will be a little difficult, and this is one of them. We are not going to get brush apparatus to drive through these woods in here just on their own. There's a few paths that are around here. Fire Tower Road cuts through here. But if we look at this open space and we say, oh yeah, we're just going to drive a breaker all the way across here, we're not. It ain't going to happen, especially in this area here over by the highway. We might be able to do it by the high school, but we're not going to be able to do it as we get close to the highway. All right, so we won't belabor the point there. We'll just zoom in a little bit here. Once again, I mean, the Google Maps are okay, but we're not going to spend too much time looking these over here because with the trees and everything else, it's very difficult to work our way through. Of course, there's the highway and service road right off of Brick Hill. And as we follow it up, the entrance to the sewer treatment plant and the dog pound. All right, dog pound's right in here. Both of these have municipal boxes on them. As we run down Blacksmith Shop Road, this here is all conservation land. As we do have some houses here on this side. As we go down, and this here is we'll look through is Durham Drive, and then we have this development here, which we have Durfee, Ely, Trumbull, Old Campus, McKenna Ridge in here, and then this road, this little path through here is the Fire Tower Road. We want to look at this area here, Locust Field and Blacksmith Shop Road. Used to be an area of town called Sun Junction. See some references to that, not so much nowadays. And then we run up, we catch into Brush Hill Circle, and later on we're going to touch into the backside of Sandpoint Shores, but that's going to be another time. And you'll probably see on maps they're showing this Dimmock Ave and Draper Road. Those are actually planned roads within the sand pit here. That's the LaRusso sand pit. Own that, and they're doing a lot of mining up in this section right up here. Okay, we'll just switch over to this map here real quick. This is the Town of Falmouth map that's online, and basically you just go to the Town of Falmouth website and it'll show you the map, so you can look at it any time you would like in your free time if you're so inclined. Yeah, we'll start just briefly here on Service Road coming off at 28. Obviously there's hydrants lining Service Road all the way up here, and then we can follow the water line right into the sewer treatment plant itself, which has which has hydrants up by the main building here. Then Blacksmith Shop Road has hydrants all the way down. Now the pressure in this Blacksmith Shop Road area is not that great. They have good sized mains there, however the pressure is not that great, so you need to anticipate that as you go up there. We may have to do some relay pumping. Quite a few years ago we did have a fire in Blacksmith Shop Road. The house was fully involved, and we had one engine up at the house and another on Blacksmith Shop Road, and we did have to pump because even though it was 30 feet probably from the hydrant up to the house, 30 feet in elevation, the pressure at the hydrant was only like 20 pounds. So, and we have a fully involved house, so we did have to do some relay pumping there. Now, Fire Tower Road is something that we need to be familiar with in town. It's a dirt one-lane road that runs from Blacksmith Shop all the way out to Brick Hill Road, and it is a street sign down here, but it would be very difficult to find it because it's in between a couple of houses. But this section down here, the Brick Hill Road section, does not have any hydrants, but as you work up, there shows to be a hydrant right at the end of McKenna Ridge Road. There's a small gate there which we'll take a look at, and it shows there'd be a hydrant there, but I haven't seen it. But there is a possibility we can do that. But luckily down in this area there's not any houses, but as you get up in this area here, there are a few houses. It's a very narrow, circuitous road, and the houses are fairly remote, but we do have water running in partially from Blacksmith Shop Road, so it should be well enough for us to catch these houses up here if there were a fire. But we just have to be, that's something we have to be cognizant for, and the dispatchers need to also just point that out as we go, as the apparatus are responding. The best way to access Fire Tower Road, especially for fire and alarm, is through Blacksmith Shop Road, and not so much, even though it's shorter coming up Brick Hill, it's a much tougher section through there. So the quicker way is to go Service Road, Blacksmith Shop Road, and in. All right, and we have Durham Road here, just a little cul-de-sac with like 4 or 5 houses around. And then we start into this old campus development, and here we'll see that Durfee Drive running down Eli, Trumbull, and then we get into old campus, which runs from Locust Field up around to McKenna Ridge Road. And now McKenna Ridge is fairly recent. Most of these houses are put in the 90s, and I believe McKenna Ridge was like in the mid-90s, 95, 97. So the houses in here are not all that old, so they're well built. They're all wood frame, single-family dwellings. This whole section here, the whole neighborhood area we're talking about, is predominantly, well, all single-family wood frame. There may be some home businesses, there may be some farms, as we mentioned, and there may be some accessory apartments allowed. So just be aware of that. But predominantly, they're just single-family wood frame homes between 1,000 square feet to probably 2,500 square feet. And there are full hydrants throughout. Okay. And we'll show back to Locust Field. All right. And the high school, of course, has hydrants ringing it all the way around. And I do want to point out, because it's one thing that I do want to cover in this neighborhood, although it's not necessarily in the old campus neighborhood, but it is an area that is covered by West Falmouth for Station 4. And it is area, and here's this called Andy's Lane. We have the church right in here, and we have Andy's Lane right here. And the other, what I wanted to point out is now and then we do point out sections of Falmouth that do not have hydrants. There is a section of Brick Hill Road that does not have any hydrants, and that's from Andy's Lane down to Fire Tower Road. I don't know why this map isn't loading up that fast. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, well, we'll go to this map here and see if this will be any better. Okay, see if this shows us any better. Okay. All right, here we go. Now, we were talking about where the hydrants are and where they aren't. Well, okay. See, we got map breakdown here. Good. Either that's computer slowdown. Great. Okay. Yeah, technology is great when it works. Now why is it not showing hydrants? I don't know why it's not showing hydrants. I know why it's not showing hydrants. Zoom in. Okay, we got to go in a little bit more. Great. Okay. Map malfunction here. Nope. Well, man, we're getting all kinds of map malfunctions here. Okay. Wonderful. Well, so much for that idea. Okay, we'll take a look at some pictures then, and we'll see where we're going to go with the pictures. 78. I want to show a. This is the sewer treatment plant up at the end of Service Road, and it does have a box on it, but I wanted to show it for the just if we haven't been up there, which we should be familiar with it, that this is the main building here where they do a lot of the treatment, and now they have this very large concrete building where they do a lot of filtration off, nitrogen filtration off over here. Okay, and while we're up there, we want to take a look at the dog pound. Also has a box. And okay, just to show some of the houses that are in the neighborhood. This is a typical Cape. This is one on Brush Hill Circle. Currently it's empty, unoccupied. All the other houses seem to be occupied. This one here is probably an unoccupied, foreclosed house. So just something to be aware of. And we'll look at this one here. This is a house just on McKenna Ridge Road, just to give you the size. You know, type and style of houses that we're talking about. And here's another one. Oh, here's a gate. This is the gate at the back end of McKenna Ridge. On the other side of this gate is Fire Tower Road. This is, we've talked about in some of the other presentations how developments of a certain size and the road itself, the length of a road, it cannot be a dead end according to the town zoning. It has to have a secondary means of a secondary access road. I think we showed some up in North Falmouth that had an access off on Edgerton Drive. This is also the case here. So in the case the people need to get out, there's a lock here. I don't know how they get to be unlocking it, but or we can cut the gate and people can leave that development and get out this way. But I suppose if we need to access through here, we could as well. Let's see. This one here. Okay, we saw that one. Okay. Just one more. Okay. And there's another large house, large colonial, probably 2,500 square feet. And that's that. Okay. Now let's see if these maps came back into play here. Okay, so here's a section that I wanted to speak about here, and we need to, as we talk about areas of Falmouth that do not have hydrants. Here's a section here. Here's Andy's Lane, and here's the Lutheran Church. Well, going west from the Lutheran Church, all the way down, no hydrants. There's only a few houses, but as you'll see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. All these houses down in here, the Fire Tower Road, Bowman's properties over in here, and these houses here, no hydrants. Okay, the hydrant's up by the Lutheran Church, and the hydrant is right here by the highway. I don't know why they've connected it. To me, it seems to be a great area that they could loop. Tie those hydrants in and really get a looped system and increase the pressure. But and we're going to measure off this distance here if we can get this to work. Okay, so if we start from Brick Hill and work our way down, where the measurement is showing up here. Okay. Well, it doesn't really tell us where the measurement's showing up. Okay, well, we will have to go. Good old map malfunction here. This is great. Okay, beautiful. All right. Well, bear with me for a minute here, and we'll just zoom in here, and we'll get a quick measurement. Okay. Okay. We want to measure. I want to shut that off. Sorry about that. We want to distance miles. Okay. Oh, actually, we don't want miles. We want. Oh, gosh. Great. All right. Where did it go? Okay. Distance. Feet. Okay. Yeah, we'll get it here. We'll get it together here. Okay. So from right about there, right there. Distance. Feet. Okay. Let's try if we can get this done here. Oh, let's get this off. Shut this off. Shut this off. Come on. All right, wonderful. Got this all set up. Wonderful. Okay. Okay, well, 600 feet. So we're talking in area that is 5,000 feet. So, you know, we're talking, I don't think we're talking that far, but, all right, great. Okay. Gee whiz. I'm having real map malfunction here, folks. Okay. Well, we'll do it with the Google Maps. All right. Woohoo. All right, I'm happy. Okay, let's go. This is much simpler. Feet. Okay. Go here. Now look at that. Even right up to path. Feet. We want to go from there. Okay, that's working better. So up to Fire Tower Road from Brick Hill is 1,200 feet. And if we run this whole section here, we'll find that there is, yep, 5,000 feet, just like we mentioned before. So we have a section here that's a pretty good length. You know, we probably from the highway to Bowman's property is 1,200 feet, and if we look from Andy's Lane or the Lutheran Church up, first couple houses is 1,200 feet. So you'd be surprised. There's an area, no hydrants. So okay, enough of that. Okay. Now this is, we're going to do a little wrap up here. Okay, focus in here, Rogers. All right, here we go. Okay, Blacksmith Shop Road, Old Campus neighborhood. Approximately 120 houses, roughly 240 to 270 residents, all single-family wood frame, AGAA zoned, ranches, capes, splits, colonials, 1,000 square feet, 2,500 square feet wood frame. maybe a home business, accessory apartments. There are the roads. I should have put in Eli Road's not in there, but so Twin View. I do want to point that out. That's one that I didn't pop through, and we could get a call on that. It's a fairly new road. It actually only services one house, but it's good for us to be aware that Twin View Lane actually exists. And Twin View is right here. Okay, so if we come up from Locust Field to Blacksmith Shop Road, we come up, Twin View is going to be right there. And as you'll see, you'll be following the numbers. You'll see 386, 372. Obviously the numbers start on Blacksmith Shop Road. They start at the Station 4 end, and the increase. The highest number on Blacksmith Shop Road is like 799, which is out by Thomas Landers Road. So there is a break. We need to be aware Blacksmith Shop Road, breaks, and over like at the 125 area numbers over on the West Falmouth side, and continues on over this side. But yeah, you look here and you'll see, oh yeah, here's our numbers, 386, 372, and here's 104. So that's 104. It's 104 Twin View. Okay. Now we'll just shoot back over here. We mentioned the hazards. Just the high school, the gravel pits, the sewer treatment plant, some issues with topography. The response obviously is, this is in the West Falmouth district. With the exception of Locust Field, obviously the high school and down Locust Field is quicker access by headquarters district. But now this area here is the other unique feature. This being in more of the central area of Falmouth, there's a lot of overlap of response times, of response coverage that the stations can get to within like 3 or 4 miles. It's overlapped by West Falmouth, it's overlapped by headquarters, and pretty much overlap from East Falmouth as well. So as we'll see here, that these times, Station 4, these are all to McKenna Ridge, which was pretty deep in the development there. Station 4, you'll get there in about 3 miles in, I would say, about 6 minutes. That's if they go up Service Road, up Brick Hill. It's a little bit of a hill for 24 to climb, whereas headquarters, Station 1, go right down Gifford Street, right in Old Campus, and then to McKenna Ridge. I bet you they could beat them in, even though it's a little longer. And we show our next station in would be Station 3, because they're on the west side of town there, but in Station 5 is actually a little closer in miles, but Station 3 can go the highway and come down, whereas Station 5 has to come through East Falmouth Highway and then Brick Hill and then up through that way. So there's a lot more traffic involved. So that's why we have a lot of overlap. This area here, McKenna Ridge, basically you're going to have 2 engines arriving at exactly the same time, and even your third one's going to arrive shortly thereafter. In Station 2's 7.5 miles, 7.25 miles away. So maybe not 15 minutes, maybe 12 minutes or so. Okay, well that wraps it up. Sorry for the little map malfunctions there. I hope we got something, picked up something here, and we realized another area of Falmouth that does not have hydrants. All right, thank you once again, and stay safe and eat healthy. Piece of shit.